Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Today is the part 2 of the continuation of the Q&A. Okay, let's go straight into it. The last question I read out that the last time was from Mary Indu, and she said, please, what other products can we substitute of hydroquinone? All right, generally hydroquinone is one of the popular ingredients for skin lightening, but then hydroquinone is something that has both advantages and disadvantages. As I said in one of my videos, I will link it. Hydroquinone is usually not to be used for a very long time, but then honestly speaking, when we have soaps or creams made out of a hydroquinone, you definitely have to use them every day, isn't it? And prolonged use of it is where you come up with a lot of issues on the skin, like the green veins, the thinning of the skin, and so many other, even stretch marks. Yeah, hydroquinone could actually cause that, and so many other skin problems. So there are other powders that mostly powders, of course, botanical powders that could be substituted for hydroquinone for skin lightening. All right, now this same Mary Indu still asks the second question, so it's kind of joint, it's kind of connected, so I'll answer them at the same time. She was like, okay, are these powders safe to use? She was like, okay, please, my dear Aisha, my name is not Aisha Mary Indu, my name is Asmau, by the way. Yeah, Asmau. Okay, she was like, are these powders safe to use? Kojic acid, licorice extract, sepi white, jiga, mulberry extract. If they are not, please, what natural powder do you recommend for serious dark spots and acne on dry skin? Okay, Mary Indu, you mentioned about, let me see, about 5 powders: kojic, licorice, sepi, jiga, mulberry extract. You see, despite the fact these things, yes, these are all botanical powders, they could actually be substituted for hydroquinone. Sepi white and jiga white especially, they have very strong lightening stroke whitening effect, but you still made it very clear that you have a dry skin. Now, most of these botanical powders, they are drying. Like, what I mean by they are drying, they are kind of high, like their pH level, when you compare it on a pH scale, is that they are alkaline and they have the ability to dry out. Yes, so you have a dry skin. If you want to use any of these powders, you have to formulate them wisely. Do you understand? You have to have a good technique of formulating them. And another quick thing I want to tell you is the fact that using kojic, I hope this, let me be more clearer again. I hope you're not thinking on using kojic, licorice, sepi, wajiga, on one product, because that is going to be a problem. You see, let me tell you something that a lot of people, like maybe especially new formulators, they make. Now, they have at the back of their mind that, okay, they want to lighten their skin. Okay, let me just give you an example. The kojic acid, of course, is the most popular, yes, among the botanical lightening powders, which, of course, Mary Indu, I hope I've answered the question that, yes, these powders could be used in place of hydroquinone, but not all of them at the same time, please. Yes, because using these powders, the fact that they are dry, they could actually tamper with your skin barrier. To be honest with you, they could actually tamper with your skin barrier because they are drying in nature. You apply them on a dry skin without a proper formulation. Now, you need to know how to balance at the end of the day, come out with a neutral product. What I mean by a neutral, a skin friendly, let me don't say neutral though, let me say a skin friendly product generally has a pH level of about 4.5 to 5.5. So when you finish preparing your products, your skin, especially a moisturizer, most likely an emollient, yes, you check the pH level and it doesn't fall within that range, it falls beneath, it's not good, because when you apply an acidic product to the skin, it makes it prone to a lot of skin issues. And then when you apply an alkaline product to your skin, it makes it dry out. And it's bad enough from your question. You say you have a dry skin. You're asking for dark spots. Yes, for dark spots, definitely they will fade it off. That one is certain, especially something like kojic being present in your products, licorice. Yes, all those things are very good skin, like let's say skin toners, like they kind of correct your skin tone. Yeah, they kind of clear hyperpigmentation, and of course dark spots fall in the category of hyperpigmentation. So yes, with Kojic liquid definitely is going to help you clear your dark spots. But in the issue of dry skin, it might, if it's not properly formulated, you know, as I said earlier, I don't want to repeat myself. And just because these things are botanical, they're natural, blah blah blah, I have a video as well where I spoke about synthetic stroke natural. You can't say synthetic is better, you can't say natural is better. At the end of the day, everything that has advantage has also disadvantage, just as some of them come with more disadvantages than advantage, while some come with more advantage than disadvantage. But the fact that there's advantage, there's disadvantage, still lingers on the fact that the disadvantage could actually give you a disadvantage. You know what I'm trying to say here? So what I'm literally trying to say to you here, Mary Indu, is the fact that even if you're going to formulate with all of these powders, they should be formulated in their right ratios. Like what I mean by their right, they should have, they have percentages where you can use them. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're formulating a cream of about 500 ml. Yes, quantity example, and you intend to use kojic acid, at least to give you the lightening effect you want. Definitely, at least don't exceed 2% of kojic acid. Yes, please don't exceed 1 to 2% depending on what you want. 2% if you want a higher lightening. So can you see what's going on here? Just because you want your skin to lighten or whiten does not mean you should use overdose of these powders. They have their percentages, and you need to stick to these percentages, because when you go above, that's where I was talking about skin barrier earlier, as I said earlier, and some other issues that might come by, you might not like it. Might see, let me tell you something, at the end of the day, let me tell you the difference between these botanical products and then the hydroquinone itself, mercury steroids itself, that we tend to discourage a lot. They kind of work the same. Let me just tell you the truth. The difference is this: hydroquinone, we actually erode your melanin, like erase it, like take it away. Do you understand? Why all these botanical powders you just mentioned, we inhibit. Now literally, I have a video where I spoke about this as well, but I'll repeat myself here again. When you have a plant, you're growing it inside your house, definitely you're taking it out of sunlight, so it's not going to have the full benefit of photosynthesis and all that. So it's going to still grow quite okay, but it's going to grow slowly, right? Okay, now that is what botanical powders do. They slow the they slow the process of which you're actually tempering with your melanin. Because to be honest with you, when you're lightening or whitening your skin, it has to do with you know, coming in between your melanin, you know, that the growth of your melanin. Because actually melanin is a skin pigment that is responsible for the color of our skin, the dark skin that we have, the color of our eye, the color of our hair, exactly. And it's peculiar to, of course, we the blacks, yeah, you know what I mean. So they are safe, quite okay, but then too much of everything is bad. When you use all of these powders in one cream, my dear sister, you're going to end up with characteristics that look like hydroquinone, except if you formulate it properly. And that is the part where I would advise you get professional training. Yeah, someone, you go for trainings. That's the truth. Because to be honest with you, here on YouTube we edit our videos, and to be honest with you, we can't just come in front of the camera and pour all the tea of our business. Definitely these formulations, we too also pay for it to learn. Yeah, so definitely it's also expected, vice versa. So you have to, if you have these issues, dark spots, acne, dry skin, and you want to indulge in DIYs, don't just indulge in any kind of DIYs. Do you understand? So I hope I have answered your question, my dear sister Mary Indu. And okay, you still ask for my WhatsApp number, but this WhatsApp number you're asking for, I hope it's not the one that you want to come and get free consultation, Mary Indu. All right, then the next question is from Hanetu Luka. And Hanetu Luka said that, please, I want to know how you can add your ingredient to this cream base to complete your formulation. For example, if you want to make a lightening cream or face cream or scrubs, do you have to melt it again or what? Thanks. All right, now looking at my video of cream base, I remember there was even a comment, so I answered, and the person was telling me that the quantity of ingredients I use could actually make 2 times a lotion or something, yeah, something like that. So I said, yes, I know that. But now my cream base, now my natural cream base is prepared. That was why I even came up with a class that was in October about my the class, yeah, proper detailed class lecture on the natural cream base. Now let me tell you why a natural cream base that you're preparing for should I use that word pro mix? Though it does not, that word does not exist in in our own vocabulary of formulators here. Okay, let me say you want to make that cream base mainly for formulation of your creams, just as she said, lightening cream or face cream or scrub. Now you see your cream, your lotion, your face creams, your scrubs, they kind of have different consistency. I hope you know that. If you want to even make lotion, it has a different consistency. But this is it, let me add quickly. You're not going to melt it. It's my sister. Now you're going to get rose water, and then you manipulate. I hope I'm not going off using the word manipulation. Okay, you formulate, sorry, your cream base to whatever consistency you want. So when you're making a cream for the purpose of formulation, it's advisable it comes thick. So in between, you will do whatever you want to do. And rose water, for God's sake, when you know the benefit of rose water is an antioxidant, is a good hydrator. Like, it hydrates the skin very well, it adds freshness, it clears eczema. In fact, when I start listing the benefits of rose water here, most of you will not go back. But then rose water is mainly one of the ingredients I use personally to actually pick up the consistency of my product. If I want it to be thick, okay, you put the rose water just a little bit, and mind you, when doing a proper formulation, you're not only adding water, you're also adding oils. Yes. So Hanatu, I am not going to melt it any longer. No, rather I'm just going to get something like rose water. For me, that's the best. That was why I remember that my same video of cream base, when someone was saying that they should use rose water, I was like, no, why would you want to pour rose water on the fire? Like, see, rose water should be best used in its state. Don't change its form. You enjoy the benefit of rose water when you use it just the way it is. Okay, so the next question is coming from Olua Elizabeth. She said, please ma, can I use tap water for my base cream, please? No, Elizabeth. Okay, like right now I'm based in Port Harcourt, and here where I reside, there is no the water board is not so active. But I used to live in an environment where the water board was very close to where I stay, and I used to go visit. I had a friend working there, and I realized that they were using chemicals, which not negative chemicals, of course, more like chlorine, and other, to just cleanse the water before they send it to our pipes. Sure, you understand. And now some of these chemicals they add into this water, they have ions in them. Like, what I mean, they have ions, they have electrolytes, they have they have charge in them, which when you use it to formulate your product, it could mess it up. Like, where I stay right now, we have a source of water at the borehole. At the beginning, okay, let me just time travel a little bit, tell you a little bit of story. At the beginning of my formulation, now it's in the past, your instructors don't really give you contact with vendors where you can get your raw materials. You're done with your classes, left for you to know how to source for your raw materials and start production if you really want to start production. So as a beginner, we try our hands on a lot of things. So I started by using the borehole water here, and I noticed that my cream does not last more than 3 months. It becomes black, like, and it was almost unstable. Like, it was super unstable. Like, I don't even know how to explain the instability, to a point that it gives an awful color that doesn't look good at all. Sure, you understand? So the type of water you use also determines your stability. Actually, the best water to use is distilled water, or in the absence of distilled water, you could use mineralized water, right? Basically, just go for water that does not have ions. And how do you know? Of course, by checking the pH level of this water. Exactly. And so people will still insist distilled water, but let me tell you something. There are places we find ourselves that we might not be able to find distilled water. That was why I purposely made that video, because I had an experience based on personal experience of distilled water. If I start telling you the story now, it's a very, very long story. But fortunately for me, I had a friend that did her master's on, she did it surrounding bottled water. You understand? So at that time, I was in the north central part. I was in Jos specifically, and I got talking to her. I was complaining this and getting distilled water was almost like it was almost impossible where I was. Yeah, you will be shocked that things that you think are readily available in your location will be very, very scarce in another location. That's the truth. So she now told me that okay, she did her thesis on this bottled water, and she told me this that okay, I should go for this bottled water, and that was the one I used. She told me that it's produced via osmosis or something like that. Yes, and she said that there was little or no charge in that water, and you know, she just helped me go through, and she just broke down everything. Of course, someone that did thesis, her master's on, so she is the professional in that aspect. So that was why I went for that bottled water. So the truth is, if in case you don't get distilled water where you are, but I think right now these things are readily available, unlike those days. I don't know if you know what I'm trying to say to you. I think it's better now though, but just in case, go for water that are either mineralized or let's say waters that basically don't have ions. And to be honest with you, you can find that out through your pH test. You understand? You can use the pH test strip, you can use the pH. And by the way, I'm coming up with a video on my unboxing of my pH meter. Yay, now I have a pH meter. I used to use the strip. Yeah, the strip is cheaper. Like here in Nigeria, that strip goes for just 2,000 naira. Yes. So you could go for that, and that one is readily available. You test your water. Honestly speaking, making a formulation, it's interesting, but it involves a lot of work as well. Okay, the last but not the least question is from Sandra Daniels. She said, please, can you recommend something I can use on white dots on my legs? Please help me. Okay, Sandra, this is it. You see this white dot you're talking about? First and foremost, what kind of cream are you using? One, check the kind of cream you're using. And then this white dot also sometimes could be too much exposure to sun. Sure, you understand? Okay, you could try out your hands on maybe some steroid that contains hydrocortisone. Of course, that's the most. But the one thing with steroids is that it reduces. So when you start using steroid and it reduces, of course, a certain period of time, when you go to the chemist, of course, and show them what you want, I believe when you meet a professional, they will tell you the duration of time for you to use that steroid. Now, as soon as your white dots begins to reduce, you keep the steroid aside and look for something like aloe vera. I just hope your location you could get good aloe vera, like the plant itself. Please, yes, the plant itself. That's what I would advise. You get it, and then take out the gel and rub. Just be patient. You know, when you're doing anything natural, you understand what I'm trying to say. So you be patient now. So what I'm trying to say is that the aloe vera will take up from where your steroids have left. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? That's why some of these things, that's why they have the fact we shout that, hey, don't use steroids. But now steroids is just like a medication. You can't take it for a very long period of time. You need to cut it off. Like, you need to have a duration of using it. Basically, most of the time they tell you 2 weeks. That's it. Yeah, hardly any steroids exceeds more, except if maybe you're treating for fungal. But then I believe this white dot, just check out the cream. Maybe the cream you're using, if it's too strong on your skin, it can give you white dots. That's the truth. And then another very important thing, that to be honest with you, I don't know, Sandra, if you're in Nigeria or not, I have preached that for a point, to a point that I'm even tired. Like, sunscreen helps, to be honest with you. But the thing is, like me, I add a little bit of sunscreen in my creams, yeah, but then it has a limit to what I can add, because sunscreens are usually coarse, they're usually rough. So when people feel that so much in their creams, they might not be comfortable with it. So that is why it's not really easy to have a moisturizer with the full amount of sunscreen. Yes, at least the recommended amount of sunscreen should be like 30 and above. Exactly. So you can hardly get a moisturizer like that because of the core. So it's advisable the moisturizer separately and the sunscreen. Just try it. Sunscreen will also help you reduce the appearance of those white dots. And then, as I said to you, go to the chemist, a good professional, not just any rampant, just go ahead and get mostly hydrocortisone steroid specifically, not just don't jump on any steroid, hydrocortisone, please. And then you use it when it reduces, because steroids can never clear, it can only reduce. So when it reduces to a good level, then you can jump into the using of aloe vera. So my beautiful people, thank you so much. Keep the questions coming, and I promise more and more Q&A like this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Asmau ZAKARI. I am a Port Harcourt based YouTuber, content creator. Please do well subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my videos, share my videos too if you can. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and see you in another video. Bye.